From established veterans to a rising star, these are the golfers who have left the PGA Tour and why. Let's begin with Martin Kaymer. The two-time major champ became the world #1 for a while. After a successful career on the DP World Tour and the PGA Tour, the German golfer surprised many when he agreed to join the contentious series. The golfer has now revealed that he defected to LIV in search of something new. Unfortunately, his rankings dropped after joining LIV, and he is now not even in the top 300 in the world.
Theater that you're hitting into.
He's got a cut into a wind that's hurting out of the right. Should stop quickly.
It's insane to see someone like him take such a big fall. Hopefully that doesn't happen with this next golfer. He's none other than Matt Jones. The Australian won on tour in 2021, which is a huge deal. Apparently, the recognition of being great in a huge PGA event clearly wasn't enough, so he went after LIV Golf and the money. It's surprising how quickly he gave up tour status, setting an example for other Australian golfers in the PGA Tour to join LIV. Now, this next golfer who took the same routes been a fan favorite, and he shocked everyone when he left the tour. I'm talking about Pat Perez. When you've been playing for as long as Perez, you probably have enough recognition from the PGA Tour for a lifetime. It looks like Pat wanted to finally go after the big bucks. At 46, Perez is well past his prime, and his best years were a while ago. Deciding to join LIV Golf was surprisingly easy for him. He said that the whole thing is very simple because he's been on the road since 1988. To him, joining the Saudi Rebel League was like winning the lottery. Now, while some golfers' decisions such as Pat's didn't affect fans a lot, Cameron Tringale did. It's almost tragic the way he left the PGA Tour because Tringale's known for getting the most money without ever winning a single tournament. If you want to know how much money he made, let me give you an example. Tringale earned a whopping $407,100 at the Valspar Championship. That's a lot of money, and it brought his career earnings from the tour to almost $14 million. Just with that one payout, he climbed to 146th on the all-time wealth list. But while Tringale's move sucked, it wasn't that surprising. When Jason Kokrak did the same, he surprised everyone. After he played some of the best golf of his career at the end of 2021, it looked like Kokrak's future was very bright. I mean, winning the Houston Open and getting to number 20 on the world golf rankings is awesome. It also secured his future in the prestigious PGA Tour because they always want to hold on to talent. The tour isn't afraid to write huge checks to people as talented as Jason. That's why it's so surprising that he made the switch to LIV. It looks like the golfer already had a deal with Saudi Gold in place for a while though. This makes sense because Jason wants to make as much money as soon as possible. It looks like he's going to get that with LIV, and giving up the PGA Tour was a small price to pay for Jason Kokrak. Another golfer who made the move from the PGA Tour to LIV's another Australian. He's Mark Leishman. You might know Leishman because he has a reputation for being the friendly Aussie with the warmest smile on the PGA Tour. Oh, he also has a great lawn. The 5-time tour winner has seen some high highs, which led him to become the world's number 12. But he's not the same anymore. Still, that doesn't mean he's not valuable to LIV Golf, because signing him was a power move, which led to LIV signing more popular and valued Australian players. Either way, it looks like Leishman and LIV are both very happy with the arrangement. Now, let's move on to another fantastic player, the man himself, Bubba Watson. Ever since he made his professional golfing debut, he's always stuck out because of how great of a player he is. Bubba's never been one to get categorized easily, and the same pattern followed when he made the switch from the PGA Tour to LIV. He made his LIV debut not as a player, but rather as a captain. Of course, at some point, when he's back to being healthy, he's going to join as a competitor. Right now though, LIV still values him because he's an important figurehead. After all, He is a Masters champion who finished in the top 10 of last year's Player Impact Program standings, so it's no surprise that LIV wants him. He's also getting a huge paycheck without actually competing, so it's a win-win situation, really. Though Watson isn't the only longtime tour legend who quit. Louis Oosthuizen did too. Some might say it's a bit difficult to understand how great of a player Louis is, especially because he's so close to retiring, but he's still immensely talented, considering in 2021 he came very close to winning more than a few majors, and even started the year as the world number 10. Joining LIV was probably a great decision for him, because if he didn't, he barely would have gotten the chance to play. I'm not complaining though, because it's great to see his smooth swing back in action. Speaking of major champions like Louis though, Sergio Garcia's another athlete who left the PGA Tour. He decided to quit the PGA Tour for LIV. The Ryder Cup champion wasn't really expected to abandon the PGA Tour as quickly as he did, but everyone was shocked when he didn't hesitate for a second to join the Saudi rival league when it was announced. Garcia became known as one of the earliest LIV golf advocates, which meant there was a lot of harsh criticism coming his way. He stuck by LIV though, and he can probably be credited for normalizing leaving the PGA Tour. After his move, it looks like his future with the European Ryder Cup team's uncertain, to say the least. That's definitely big news, considering that he's one of the most legendary players of all time. Let's hope LIV is worth it for him. And I also hope it's worth it for the next guy, Matthew Wolff. It's no secret that his career with the PGA Tour was nothing less than a roller coaster ride. He won the 3M Open as a rookie in 2019, and then finished fourth 4 times the following season, including at the 2020 US Open. He also had some tough times though, struggling with loneliness and other mental health issues. Wolff made history though because he became Gatorade's first golfer since they signed Tiger Woods. Not only this, but he was an important part of Nike and TaylorMade's golf portfolios. Even though he struggled near the end of his tour career, there's no doubt he's the tour's loss and LIV's gain. Finally, let's look at the one player the tour lost who has the potential to be a legend. I'm talking about Joaquin Niemann. Niemann is only 23 years old, but he's already making a name for himself. It looks like the young golfer was very unsure about joining LIV and deliberated not doing so for weeks. He knew what would follow if he abandoned the tour, and he still took the risk. Not only is he South America's best golfer, he's also one of the best golfers under the age of 25. Plus, he's the defending champion of Tiger Woods' Genesis Invitational. Rory McIlroy and Adam Scott both joined him for practice rounds at the Tour Championship, hoping to persuade him to stay. He still chose to join LIV, and he's missing out on the President's Cup. I think Niemann might regret this in the future. That's it for me on the golfers who quit the PGA Tour.